And if you've ever read a fanboy post on any message board anywhere, you will understand why we call this segment, But Let's Face It. In the animal kingdom, geeks face many natural predators. There are the Flash Thompsons of the world, bullies who seek great pleasure in picking on kids whose only crime is being into anime. And then there are the girls, who don't openly tease geeks nearly as much, but do far worse by treating them as if they are as invisible as Sue Storm. Maybe it would be easier for geeks to go up and talk to these girls if it weren't so utterly certain that they have no taste for what is good in the world. Geeks can take some solace in knowing that these people become god-awful bores as adults. If we're being honest though, we have to admit that the enemies of geeks are winning the war. But let's face it, geeks are their own worst enemies. Geeks have no tact. If you're at a party and actually talking to some Heather Graham lookalike, and she says something like, "Gee, I don't know, I didn't think the Matrix sequels were that awful. Could you please just shut the hell up for 2 seconds?" Going off on a 4-minute diatribe about the shortcomings of Zion does no one any good. Could you take one for the team and not decimate the possibility of this girl jumping into bed with you? Of course you can't, because there's no team in geek. Because geeks have no solidarity. They would rather fight each other in message board death matches over expanded universe continuity than retaliate against our natural foes. I mean, are you telling me that we can all beat the final boss in Ninja Gaiden, but are winless against the low-rent Billy Zabkas of the world? It doesn't add up. And I've grokked this, and I believe that the real problem is that most geeks sorely lack ambition. We have been conditioned by Harry Potter, by the Matrix, by the X-Men, by Wanted, into thinking that we are all already super duper extra special and great. And at any moment, Hagrid or Morpheus or Xavier or Fox are going to swoop in and reveal to us and to the rest of the world how super duper awesome we have been all along. Well, in the words of the Simpsons version of Paul Newman to the Simpsons version of Robert Redford, it ain't gonna happen. Geeks have to learn that it is going to take more than living under the rays of a yellow sun in order to be super. You are not Kal-El, you are Bruce Wayne. And what becomes of you is going to be dictated by your actions and your actions alone. And let me assure you, the bat shark repellent isn't going to invent itself. Geeks also need to learn that great power is indeed within their grasp. The lifetime of fanboy erudition you have accumulated is not pyrite. The relentless intolerance you have against all things that suck is worth something. In fact, it is worth a lot, and it is something that the rest of the world sorely lacks. Use it. And no, although it was very good, your Airwolf fan fiction doesn't count. If you leave Comic-Con with any lesson, let it be this. A geek with ambition is mightier than a Jedi Knight. He has hit points in 3 digits, and he rolls at +6. Geeks do not need to get a life. They need to get a plan. If you do, let's face it, you will crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of your prom queen.